Get ready to uncover some fascinating behind-the-scenes secrets from a popular 70s TV series. This show was filled with action, drama, and unforgettable moments. But did you know there are many interesting facts waiting to be discovered? Keep watching to learn about some surprising anecdotes. One lesser-known fact is how a famous red car almost didn't appear in the series. Additionally, the actor who played one of the lead roles also directed several episodes. There's so much to explore about this classic series. Now, let's talk about the talented actors who brought these characters to life. Whether it was David Soul or Paul Michael Glaser, each actor brought something special to the screen. But enough about the show. We want to hear from you. What's your most treasured memory or personal experience related to this series? Share your stories and memories in the comments below. We can't wait to read them. So, if you're ready for a trip down memory lane filled with excitement and nostalgia, keep watching for all the juicy details. In the 1970s, television brought us a dynamic duo who left a lasting impression on audiences. They were two detectives working in a fictional California city, tackling crime with their unique style. The show explored various themes, including the challenges of police work and societal issues. One of the most memorable aspects was the car they drove, which became a symbol of the series. Despite its popularity, the show ended sooner than expected, leaving fans with lingering questions. Looking back, it's clear that this show left its mark on television history, showcasing the appeal of action-packed dramas from that era. In their roles, Jose Ferrer and Jean-Pierre Aumont brought significant experience to the series. Ferrer, known for his portrayal of Cyrano de Bergerac and Athos in The Fifth Musketeer, paved the way for successors like Gérard Depardieu. Aumont, brother of François Villiers and father of Tina Aumont, added depth to the show with his familial ties. Like Kenneth Branagh and Christopher Plummer, Ferrer showcased his versatility by tackling both Iago in Othello and the titular role in Cyrano de Bergerac. These actors brought a wealth of talent and experience to the series, enriching the portrayal of characters and enhancing the overall viewing experience. In a French neighborhood, Hutch resides on Venice Place, flanked by a French bistro and a restaurant named Chez Helen. Interestingly, David Soul, who portrays Hutch, later found fame akin to Beatlemania in France. Despite being set in Los Angeles, even the French dubbed version acknowledged the real location. Suzanne Summers enlisted Jay Bernstein, known for his work with Farrah Fawcett, as her manager. Jose Ferrer, after appearing in 4 acts of Cyrano de Bergerac, passed the torch to Walter Hampton for the final scene, marking a transition in portraying the iconic character. It's a tale of transatlantic recognition and theatrical succession, shaping the careers of its stars. In another production directed by Glaser, the iconic Ford Gran Torino from the series made a brief appearance. Made his American debut on stage in 1942 alongside Katharine Cornell and Rose Burke without speaking English. He learned his lines phonetically with help from his understudy at the time, Gregory Peck. A close friend of director Michael Mann, he met him during the filming of an episode adapted from Mann's screenplay. They collaborated on various TV shows, including Miami Vice, where Glaser directed episodes, including an Emmy-winning one, and Mann served as a producer for Glaser's film Band of the Hand in 1986. Jean-Pierre Aumont possessed an extensive collection of popular and classical records, along with a sizable library filled with poetry and the works of Charles Dickens. Ken Kercheval, originally cast as Ray Krebs on Dallas before taking on the role of Cliff Barnes, remained with the series for its entire duration alongside Larry Hagman. Kercheval appeared in 327 episodes, while Hagman featured in all 357. Despite their on-screen battles, their most challenging struggles occurred off-screen. Kercheval conquered lung cancer in 1993, having undergone surgery to remove a significant portion of his lung due to heavy smoking. Hagman endured a successful liver transplant after being given a bleak prognosis. However, in 2011, Hagman faced stage 2 throat cancer and passed away in November 2012. Following the second season, the opening credits of the show were sung in French by Lionel Leroy. Meanwhile, Ken Kercheval pursued studies in music, drama, and acting, attending Indiana University and the University of the Pacific, as well as the Neighborhood Playhouse in New York. Jean-Pierre Aumont, known for his role in the Cross of Lorraine, joined the Free French Army during World War II and was involved in Operation Torch, experiencing a serious injury when his Jeep struck a landmine. His Jeep companion, French brig, General Charles Joseph Brosset, lost his life in the incident. In the story, Suzanne Summers, when she was 16, stopped a scary incident of family violence by using a tennis racket against her abusive dad. This extreme action came from her need to protect herself, and it ended with her dad getting a concussion and not talking to Suzanne for 2 years. Jose Furr's family has a strong connection to science fiction. Jose himself played Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV in Dune. His son, Miguel Furr, acted in well-known movies like Star Trek III: The Search for Spock and RoboCop. Another family member, Raphael Furr, did voice work for the Star Wars series. Also, Suzanne Summers is related to Maureen Gilmartin and Daniel Mahoney. All their different paths add to the mix of talent in the entertainment world. In the beginning, Paul Michael Glaser wasn't sure about committing to the famous TV series. He felt stuck playing a character that didn't give him much room to be creative. But as time went on, things changed. Glaser got more say in how things were done and got paid better too. This made him care more about the show. His role as the smart detective became a big part of why the show did so well. On the other hand, Jose Ferrer was a highly praised actor. He won big awards for playing the same role on stage and in a movie. His acting made the show more than just something fun to watch. It became a way to tell important stories. Away from all the lights and cameras, David Soul loved being outdoors. Skiing and playing tennis were his passions. But what he loved most was going on adventures with his kids. They made memories together that were more valuable than any fame. In the end, the journey of the Starsky and Hutch cast is like any other human story. They started with doubts but found success and happiness along the way. It's a story of growing, staying strong, and how stories can change lives. LaWanda Page, a childhood friend of comedian Red Fox, gained her biggest career break when he insisted she portray his fiery, Bible-thumping sister-in-law Aunt Esther on his hit 70s TV series Sanford and Son at the age of 53. In the pilot episode, Starsky's Ford Torino features chrome exterior mirrors, which are replaced with painted sport remote mirrors by the second episode. Additionally, the white stripe on the car has a black border in the pilot, but disappears in the subsequent episode. In a stroke of fortuitous synchronicity, in The $6 Million Man Steve Austin, fugitive Bernie Hamilton, playing Lieutenant Dobbs, picks up the phone and barks Dobbs, a moment that aired just 3 days before our premiere. From then on, Dobbs became Dobey, and he was promoted to captain in one fell swoop. Jose Ferrer, proficient in English, Italian, and Spanish, also had a strong grasp of French. He shared a child, Letitia Thayer Ferrer, with Uta Hagen, who was born in New York. In Hagen's autobiography, Sources a Memoir, Letitia's first name symbolized happiness, while her middle name, Thyra, honored Uta's mother. LaWanda Page, known for her archival appearance in RuPaul's Supermodel of the World album, was also featured in remixes like the LaWanda in Your Face mix. Additionally, she portrayed RuPaul's mother in the music video for Back to My Roots. During her time on a popular TV show, Suzanne Summers carefully studied Marilyn Monroe's famous poses from her movies. She then copied these poses for photos, showing how well she could adapt and pay attention to details. At Jean-Pierre Almont's wedding to Maria Montez, important guests like Charles Boyer and Ronald Reagan were there. Boyer was the best man, but Reagan surprised everyone by kissing the bride. Also, David Soul, known for acting, directed, and starred in a play during the Edinburgh Festival in 2000. His play used new techniques, mixing pre-recorded and live videos, special effects, graphics, and digital sound. This changed how people experienced live theater, showing the many talents of the people involved with the show. In the bustling theater scene of Princeton University during the 1930s, Jose Ferrer wasn't just another student. He stood out for his talent, especially in the Triangle Club, where many future stars got their start. Some big names who once graced that stage include James Stewart and F. Scott Fitzgerald, known for their work in Hollywood and literature respectively. Even actors like Brooke Shields and David E. Kelly sharpened their skills there. Paul Michael Glaser also had his own journey intertwined with fate. His friendships with David Soul and Gordon Jump went beyond just hanging out. They shared a deep love for acting. Alex Rocco's story took an interesting turn when he became stepfather to Kelly Williams and Sean Doyle. In Hollywood, family connections often mix with professional life, creating a web of relationships both on and off the screen. These stories form a colorful picture of Hollywood's past, showing how passion, friendship, and family ties have always played a role in shaping the industry. In the early 2000s, during an interview on a popular talk show, Suzanne Summers shared her journey fighting breast cancer, which touched many people. Her choice to try different treatments, even though doctors advise against it, sparked discussions about alternative therapies. Alongside Summers, Paul Michael Glaser, known for his acting and musical talents, impressed fans with his guitar playing and singing. Meanwhile, David Soul showcased his ability to speak multiple languages, adding another interesting aspect to the cast. These personal stories and skills made the characters more interesting, enriching the show's story. Indeed, the real-life experiences of the cast mirrored the depth of their characters on the show, making it even more interesting for viewers worldwide. Suzanne Summers, with English and Irish ancestry, featured in the series. LaWanda Page, born in Cleveland, Ohio, and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, started as a dancer and chorus girl. She gained fame for her fire-eating acts as the Bronze Goddess of Fire. Jose Ferrer, renowned for his portrayal of Cyrano de Bergerac, showcased his talent on stage, film, and television, winning both Tony and Oscar awards for the role. He is often regarded as the greatest Cyrano, surpassing other actors like Walter Hampton and Richard Chamberlain. Their diverse backgrounds and talents added depth to the show. In the world of television, there was a famous actor named Paul Michael Glaser, who starred in a popular show called Starsky and Hutch. Alongside his wife Tracy Baroon, they welcomed their daughter Zoe in October 1997. The show was loved for its exciting stories and interesting characters inspired by real-life police work in New York City. Despite the show's success, Glaser wanted to explore other interests beyond acting. He dreamed of directing and felt restricted by his role on Starsky and Hutch. As time went on, people began to talk about his desire for creative freedom. Fans wondered what he would do next, beyond his famous role as Starsky. So, in the world of TV, Paul Michael Glaser's journey continued, filled with passion and determination to pursue his artistic dreams. In recent discussions, Paul Picerni shared interesting stories about his role in the famous film House of Wax. He talked about the difficulties and successes of playing his character in the spooky movie atmosphere. His stories gave us a peek behind the scenes of the film, helping fans understand it better. Suzanne Summers surprised many by supporting former President Trump. She mentioned she liked his economic policies, causing a lot of talk about politics and the entertainment industry. Paul Michael Glaser didn't hide his dislike for some parts of his role and the direction of the show he was in. Despite being talented, he didn't agree with how his character was portrayed and where the series was going. His honest words showed the tensions that can happen during TV productions. Glaser tried to get out of his contract and even wanted to direct episodes of the series. But he faced many challenges because his ideas clashed with what the show was already doing. This clash between creativity and making money shows how tough it can be in the TV world. These stories from Hollywood give us a good look at the lives and careers of these talented people. They remind us how complicated the entertainment business can be, where art and making money often don't agree. In the realm of television, there's a story that remains captivating even years after its first airing. It centers around a man who finds comfort in swimming and jogging. His portrayal brings to life the lively streets of Los Angeles where the series unfolds. Despite some confusion about its setting, the essence of the show lies in the sunny landscapes of LA. One interesting thing about this series is an episode that was never shown on TV. It's called Honey Trap, and it features Donna Mills. In this episode, Mills' character uses her charm to trick single men, leading to some serious consequences. These little details add depth to the series and show how well it has stood the test of time. As viewers watch, they discover new layers of the story and characters, showing the creator's creativity and vision. In the history of TV, this series is considered a classic, showing how good storytelling and memorable characters can leave a lasting impression. Suzanne Summers, a graduate of Capuchino High School in San Bruno, California, was actively involved in drama during her school years. In 1970, she auditioned for Playboy's Playmate of the Month and participated in a test series of fully nude photos taken in the Mexican jungle. Although Playboy initially decided not to publish them, they later released the photos, and her handwritten data sheet after she gained fame on Three's Company. These events led to her dismissal from Ace Hardware, where she had been a lucrative spokeswoman due to a morals clause in her contract. Alex Rocco's wife, Sandy E. Rocco, was a former professional square dancer and nightclub performer who later transitioned into screenwriting. Unfortunately, she passed away at the age of 59 after battling cancer for 4 years on June 12, 2022. Jose Ferrer starred in several Oscar Best Picture nominees, including Moulin Rouge, The Caine Mutiny, and The Winter Lawrence of Arabia. David Soul's brother, the Reverend Sahlberg, was an activist minister, and they have participated together in public protests. Additionally, Soul and Paul Michael Glaser have attended Christian-Jewish benefits together at least once. In France, the series was dubbed with ad-libbing and colloquialisms, giving it a comic element and contributing to its popularity. French audiences recognize the American actors, but often don't realize the significant differences in dubbing. This phenomenon also occurred with the Persuaders, and contributes to the success of Jerry Lewis movies in France. In the series, Hutch's background remains a secret until the final episode. We find out he's from Minnesota, which adds more to his character. Ken Kercheval, who you might recognize from the show, has 6 grandchildren, showing another side to him outside of acting. Paul Burke, another actor from the series, is actually Alia Shawkat's grandfather. It's interesting to see this family connection between 2 talented actors. Starsky and Hutch is a beloved show, not just for its action and stories, but also for the depth of its characters and the real-life connections between the cast. In the series, neither Starsky nor Hutch speak with a California accent, which can make it difficult for foreign fans who have learned English as a second language to understand them. The producer originally intended to use a green and white Camaro instead of the iconic red and white Ford Torino, but General Motors couldn't provide the vehicle. Paul Michael Glaser, who played one of the main characters, faced personal tragedy as his daughter Ariel passed away from AIDS-related complications in 1988. She contracted HIV through breast milk, unknowingly transmitted by her mother, Elizabeth Glaser, who got HIV from a blood transfusion. Despite the challenges, Glaser's son Jake, who also contracted HIV, is still alive and in reasonably good health. In the realm of TV and movies, some folks made a big impact. One guy's parents were both doctors, so he learned about caring from them. Another actor formed strong bonds with his co-stars, both on and off screen. And despite his divorce, a dad made sure to be there for his 2 kids, giving them love and support. These stories show how talent, friendship, and family shape the entertainment world and touch people's hearts everywhere. Bernie Hamilton, known for his role as Captain Dobey, not only graced the screen in Starsky and Hutch, but also showcased his musical talent. He produced and sang on the album Captain Dobey Sings the Blues. Suzanne Somers, who starred alongside him in Three's Company, had a reunion with her former co-star Joyce DeWitt on her talk show, Breaking Through. This reunion marked the first time they spoke since Somers' departure from Three's Company in 1981 due to a pay dispute. As for David Soul, he brought more than just acting to the table. Spending a significant portion of his childhood in Germany, he pursued higher education across 3 universities, delving into political science and languages. He emerged fluent in German and Spanish, showcasing a diverse skill set beyond his acting prowess. These stars each brought their own unique talents and stories to the world of entertainment. In the heart of a busy city, 2 detectives come together, diving into a world of mysteries and adventures. One of them, Jean-Pierre Aumont, has a mix of Dutch and French ancestry, sharing distant family ties with people like Mitchell Huisman and Christopher Guest. Meanwhile, another detective, Jose Fer, lives on 2000 Ridgeway Ave in BC. He's known for his diverse talents and even pierced his ear at the request of someone special. This unique trait became part of his characters in shows like Fedora and Dune. The series is full of these little details that make it captivating and rich with stories. Jose Fer, an actor known for playing various roles on stage and screen, was considered for a big part in a famous movie, but was not chosen, with Ray Milland getting the role instead. Despite this, Hatter had a successful career winning awards for his performances and also directing. David Soul, another actor from a popular TV show, showed his language skills by speaking both German and Spanish fluently. These actors added to the success of the series they were part of. Born just 6 months apart, Glaser and Soul led distinct lives off-screen. Glaser, with piercing blue eyes, had a penchant for penning poetry and a passion for both tennis and motorcycles. Meanwhile, Soul's interest lay in collecting early American glassware, regional art from the 1930s, and classic Packard automobiles. These diverse pursuits added depth to the duo's characters on the show. In a curious twist of television fate, David Soul and PMG both made appearances in the series canon, with only a few episodes separating their guest spots. Soul, sporting the signature long hair and mustache of Season 4 Hutch, graced the screen in January of '73 in canon Death of a Stone Seahorse, while PMG took his turn in December of '72 in canon Nobody Beats the House. Suzanne Somers, known for her role in the series, has familial ties to the industry, being the mother of Bruce Summers and the stepmother of Stephen Hamel and Leslie Hamel. David Soul named one of his 5 sons Brendan after his longtime Irish friend and comedian Brendan Grace. Bernie Hamilton, known for his role in the series, had a diverse acting background, notably starring in One Potato, Two Potato as the husband of a white woman. He attended Oakland Technical High School after running away from home as a teen, where he developed an interest in acting and played football. The theme music of the series underwent 3 changes, with the first one being the fans' favorite for its dramatic tone, fitting for a cop show. Starsky, known for his iconic cardigan sweater, donned it in just 3 episodes of the series. He mentioned in an interview that he purchased it from a Mexican shop in downtown Elda. Fans dubbed it the Starsky sweater, even though it only made a few appearances. Bernie Hamilton, who played a pivotal role, managed a nightclub art gallery on Sunset Boulevard during the late 60s and early 70s. Suzanne Somers, also part of the cast, struggled with dyslexia, needing to paint one shoe red and the other black to differentiate left from right during dance rehearsals. Later in life, she established the Suzanne Somers Institute for the Effects of Addictions on Families and received the Humanitarian Award from the National Council on Alcoholism in 1991. In a curious twist of fate, Paul Michael Glaser's personal life seemed to mirror that of his character in the renowned 70s TV series. For instance, he ended up marrying Tracy Barone, whose name curiously rhymes with his character's love interest in an episode of the show. As for Suzanne Somers, her contract disputes during the filming of another series led to a dramatic decrease in her character's role, eventually resulting in her dismissal. Despite legal action, the settlement amounted to a fraction of her initial claim. Jose Ferrer also found himself in a steam company, having been nominated alongside notable actors for his role in Serrano. David Soul took on the role of narrator in a production of Willie Russell's Blood Brothers, marking his return to the stage after 15 years and his first venture into musicals. Between 1984 and 1986, he financed, produced, and directed an award-winning documentary, The Fighting Ministers, centered on the shutdown of the steel industry in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. LaWanda Page, on the other hand, began her career as a stand-up comedian in black theaters and nightclubs alongside comedians like Red Fox and Richard Pryor. Reflecting on her time on a popular TV series, Suzanne Somers fondly remembers a particular episode as her favorite. She cherishes the close bond between cast members both on and off camera. David Soul, who played a main character, had a romance with Lynne Marta during the show's run, though it ended when the series finished. Suzanne Somers' parents, Marion and Frank Mahoney, supported her career, adding depth to her connection with the show. From her role as Chrissy to her success today, Suzanne Somers is thankful for her journey. The TV series will always hold a special place in her heart and the hearts of fans worldwide. This glimpse into the show's dynamics offers insight into the world of Starsky and Hutch. In a unique portrayal, Jose Ferrer, along with Gérard Depardieu and his son Guillaume, shared the roles of Cyrano de Bergerac and Athos respectively in different productions. Ferrer took on the part in The Fifth Musketeer, while Depardieu portrayed the character in Milady and The Three Musketeers. Hutch's apartment, situated at Venice Place, boasted an unconventional open floor plan without doors and hardwood floors. However, the kitchen cabinets lacked doors, presenting a practical issue in earthquake-prone Los Angeles. Despite this, the series gained traction. Paul Burke left behind 3 children from his initial marriage, Paula Burke Lopez, Paul Brian Burke, and Dina Burke Shawkat. Such details add depth to the background of the actors involved. Connections between people and things in the entertainment world often go deeper than we realize. For instance, Jean-Pierre Aumont, who is related to writer and director Georges Barrère, had 3 children. One of them, Tina Aumont, was with Maria Montez, while the other 2, Jean-Claude Aumont and Patrick Aumont, were with Marissa Povine. It's fascinating how these relationships create a sort of network that ties different shows and movies together. Even the famous red Ford Gran Torino with the white stripe appeared in the first episode of another well-known TV series. These connections can make watching entertainment even more interesting. With 6 children, David Soul, including 5 sons, and a daughter named China Soul, leads a family-oriented life. LaWanda Page portrayed Aunt Esther Anderson across 4 different series, Sanford, and Son, Sanford Arms, Sanford, and Amazing Stories. Paul Picerni, along with his wife Marie Mason, had a large family of 8 children and 10 grandchildren. He introduced his brother, Charlie Picerni, to Hollywood in 1961, where he became Paul's stand-in and later worked as a stunt double. Charlie went on to direct TV and serve as a stuntman coordinator for popular film franchises like Die Hard and Lethal Weapon. Various members of their family, such as Paul V. Picerni Jr., Gina Picerni, Marilyn Picerni, Paula Picerni, and Rick Picerni, also found their place in the film industry. In 1975, a TV series featuring 2 detectives hit the screens, becoming a household favorite. Jose Ferrer, known for his exceptional talent, earned an Academy Award nomination for his portrayal of a real-life king. He joins a distinguished list of actors recognized for similar roles throughout cinematic history. Before his stint on the detective show, Ferrer had already showcased his versatility by portraying Cyrano de Bergerac on television. David Soul, another integral part of the series, had an interesting family life. He had children with different partners, adding a unique dimension to his personal story. These behind-the-scenes tidbits shed light on the diverse backgrounds of the actors involved, enriching the narrative of the iconic series. In the vibrant streets of London, David Soul has shifted his career focus to stage acting and production work in England. Alongside him is his partner, actress Alexa Hamilton, who shares both the stage and personal life with him. While many remember the famous Starsky sweater as a symbol of charm and friendship, there are other details like Hutch's stylish turtlenecks that often go unnoticed. Over in France, the character Huggy Bear takes on a charming twist as Huggy Les Bons Tiox, reflecting his wise advice and street smarts. Through nostalgia and cultural adaptation, this beloved duo continues to capture the hearts of audiences worldwide. Crafted with care and style, this story stands as proof of their enduring appeal. In the realm of television history, there exists a tale of notable characters and memorable moments. One individual, born to a talented actress and a linen shop owner, brought his considerable talents to a series, adding depth to the story. Another actor, a loving grandfather, also left his mark on the show with his memorable performances. Amidst the drama and action, one particular element stood out: a powerful revolver wielded by a detective throughout the series. This firearm, with its own history on the screen, symbolized the determination of law enforcement. As the series progressed, these elements intertwined, creating a story of suspense and camaraderie. Each episode promised excitement, keeping audiences engaged. Looking back, the impact of this series continues to be felt, reminding us of the enduring appeal of a well-told story. And so, the saga lives on, appreciated by fans old and new, its influence echoing through television history. In the series, Huggy Bear's last name is Brown. Antonio Fargas, who played Huggy Bear, got the role after working with director Barry Shear on Across 110th Street. David Soul, another actor in the series, starred in a London West End revival of the musical Mac, and Mabel in July 2006, where he played the lead role of Mac Sennett. He acted alongside Janie Dee, who portrayed Mabel Normand in the production. In December 2019, a planned TV movie reunion featuring PMG and David Soul didn't materialize. Richard Ward initially portrayed Dobey in the pilot episode, but was later replaced by Hamilton. After the show, Hamilton ventured into running a nightclub and record label. David Soul made appearances at various events, including a Save the Rose Theatre exhibition in London, where other actors from the series also attended. In 1994, David Soul shifted his focus to acting and producing for international film and television. He starred in 2 Canadian and French television films and acted in the French television miniseries The Girls of Lido alongside Annie Jourdaut and Line Renaud. In January 2006, he embarked on a UK tour for the revival of the stage musical Mac, and Mabel playing the lead role of Mac Sennett opposite Janie Dee as Mabel Normand. Jose Fer, like Frederick March, Helen Hayes, Ingrid Bergman, David Wayne, and Patricia Neal, shares the distinction of being one of the first winners of Acting Tony Awards when the annual event was established in 1947. 3 actors, each with their own special talents, left a lasting impression on audiences. Paul Michael Glaser, known for his work in plays and movies, starred in Fiddler on the Roof, among other productions. He could play a wide range of characters well. David Soul came from a family with a strong religious background, which influenced his performances deeply. Bernie Hamilton, also famous in the entertainment world, had a brother, Chico Hamilton, who was a famous jazz drummer. Bernie's acting was missed in Claudine when he couldn't be there for unforeseen reasons. These actors left a strong impression on viewers, and their stories will continue to inspire people for years to come. In the world of television, some actors are known not just for their acting, but for their talents beyond the screen. One such example is David Soul, who starred in a popular TV series back in 1975. Apart from acting, Soul also pursued a successful music career, releasing many albums and captivating audiences with his performances. Similarly, Bernie Hamilton, another actor from the same show, was also a skilled music producer before joining the cast. His expertise in R&B and soul added depth to the show's music. Alex Rocco, Yet another actor from the series had an interesting personal life aside from his acting career. In 1966, he got married and became a father to a son named Mark Rocco, who later made his mark in the entertainment industry. These individuals each brought their own talents to the show, enriching it with their diverse skills. Their combined efforts ensured the show's lasting popularity for years to come. After the series concluded, Bernie Hamilton delved into music production for 2 decades. He focused on R&B and gospel records under the Chocolate Snowman label. Suzanne Somers and Joyce DeWitt had a 30-year estrangement following their departure from the show. In 2012, Somers extended an olive branch, inviting DeWitt to her web series Suzanne Somers Breaking Through, leading to their long-awaited reunion. Paul Burke took on lead roles in television shows where he replaced other actors. In Naked City, he stepped in for James Franciscus, while in 12 O'Clock High, he filled the shoes of Robert Lansing. In France, the show gained popularity mainly because of its dubbing. The French version featured a lot of ad-libbing and colloquialisms unique to French culture, making it more comedic. Despite the differences, the French audience recognized the American actors rather than the dub artists. José Ferrer was once considered for a role in All About Eve, but George Sanders was cast instead and won an Oscar. Alex Rocco has 3 children: Mark Rocco, a director, Jennifer Rocco, an attorney, and Lucien Rocco, a poet. He also has a grandson named Anthony Dominic Alessandro, son of Jennifer Rocco. Suzanne Somers became known for her role as Chrissy Snow in a sitcom. Initially, the character was portrayed by different actresses until Somers was finally cast after several changes. David Soul's father, Dr. Richard Solberg, played a crucial role in aiding refugees post-World War II. This experience influenced David deeply. Paul Michael Glaser's life intertwined with his character, Starsky, in unexpected ways. His first wife resembled an actress who played his on-screen love interest, and even his second wife shared a name with that actress. Such coincidences added layers to his portrayal on the show. It's intriguing how their personal lives intertwined with their characters on the screen. The creators of the show envisioned him as reminiscent of the late actor Paul Mooney, even incorporating a reference to it in a scene where his mother describes him as the Paul Mooney type. Similarly, José Ferrer, known for his work in films and Broadway productions, was a significant influence on the series. Both David Soul and Paul Michael Glaser experienced instances of life imitating art. Soul eventually found himself living in France, mirroring Hutch's surroundings, while Glaser married a woman named Tracy Barron, whose name bore a striking resemblance to Starsky's first love, Rosie Malone. These occurrences are often attributed to the concept popularly known as the law of attraction. Entering a new phase in her career, Suzanne Somers decided to boost her income by making frequent guest appearances. This choice came after she finished her role in a popular TV show. José Ferrer, known for his versatility, played many different characters in his long list of movies. Interestingly, he often took on French roles even though he was Hispanic. He earned both a Tony and an Oscar for the same role, putting him in an exclusive group of actors who have achieved this feat. These actors from various times have made a lasting impact on both stage and screen. Paul Picerni, known for his role in the 1975 TV series, had a diverse career outside of acting. He served as the Los Angeles Rams halftime master of ceremonies for over 3 decades. Additionally, Picerni was frequently hired to host various banquets and benefits throughout his professional journey. Similarly, Alex Rocco, another figure associated with the show, was notable for his personal life as the second husband of Shannon Wilcox. As for David Soul, before gaining national recognition on the series, he made appearances on the Merv Griffin show under the guise of the Covered Man, wearing a hood during performances. This stint preceded his breakthrough role on the show. In the 1970s, a famous TV show stole the hearts of viewers all around the country. What made it stand out was the cool car, a Ford Torino with a really cool paint job. Ford got smart and made a special version of the Gran Torino with the same paint style in 1976, which got a lot of people excited. Surprisingly, when the Torino got redesigned in 1977, only the station wagon version stuck around. Jean-Pierre Aumont, a big shot in showbiz, had a family link to the series through his son-in-law, Christian Marquand, which added an interesting twist to the behind-the-scenes drama. In the midst of the show's success, one of its actors, David Soul, scored a big hit with a song called Don't Give Up on Us while the show was still on air. This showed that Soul wasn't just good on screen, but he also had serious talent as a musician. These little bits and pieces give us a peek into how much this popular series mattered to people back in the day. In the beginning, Dave Starsky carried a Beretta semi-automatic pistol, while Hutch wielded a .38 special revolver. Later, they upgraded Starsky to a Smith & Wesson Model 59 9mm and Hutch to a Colt Python 357 Magnum revolver. Initially, the role of Captain Harold Dobey was intended for a white actor. However, Bernie Hamilton, who had previously portrayed a police captain for the same producers, was remembered and offered the role without a screen test due to his chemistry and prior work. Bernie Hamilton hailed from East Los Angeles and grew up with 5 brothers and 1 sister. At the time of his passing, he was survived by his brothers Chico and Don. Jose Ferrer, a talented pianist in his childhood, maintained a lifelong passion for music. In later years, he performed as an opera singer at the Brooklyn Academy of Music and the Beverly Hills Opera. David Soul's jump onto the car roof caused him pain at the time and contributed to back issues later in life. Ken Hutchinson was a health food nut, often seen concocting himself smoothies of almond milk, wheat germ, and raw honey, or eating muesli for breakfast. In contrast, Dave Starsky was a junk food addict, favoring pizza, burgers, and hot dogs galore. The actor's real-life food preferences were quite the opposite. During his enlistment in the Army during World War II, Paul Picerni flew 25 combat missions and received the Distinguished Flying Cross. He served as a bombardier on the plane that bombed and destroyed the real bridge made famous in the film The Bridge on the River Kwai. Paul Burke, on the other hand, was the son of Father Martin Burke, who was a prizefighter and occasional actor. Martin Burke also served as a sparring partner of heavyweight champ Jack Dempsey. Both Picerni and Burke had remarkable backgrounds before joining the cast of the show. In a tragic turn, one of the notable aspects of the series was the untimely death of Terry, Starsky's close friend. This event profoundly impacted Starsky's character development, shaping his motivations and interactions throughout the show. Terry's demise added depth to the storyline, highlighting the emotional complexities faced by the characters as they navigated their roles as police officers in a gritty urban landscape. The loss of Terry served as a poignant reminder of the dangers inherent in their line of work, grounding the series in a somber reality. During the filming of a scene with a car chase, a stunt driver lost control of the vehicle, resulting in a tragic accident. Despite safety measures, this unexpected event deeply affected the cast and crew, highlighting the dangers of filming. The series explored various societal issues like corruption, drug trafficking, and organized crime, which deeply resonated with viewers. Despite showing the gritty side of city life, it also included moments of friendship and humor among the main characters, making it more appealing. One important aspect of the show was how the main characters' friendship grew over time despite their different personalities. Their bond became stronger as they faced challenges together, showing the value of loyalty and teamwork. The series received praise for its realistic depiction of police work, with many appreciating its attention to detail and authenticity. Each episode offered insights into the complexities of law enforcement, keeping viewers engaged with its thrilling storylines and action scenes. Although the show ended after 4 seasons, it left a lasting impression on television history, inspiring devoted fans and influencing future crime dramas. Its impact continues to be felt, serving as a reminder of its lasting popularity and cultural significance. In one tragic incident during the show's production, a stunt gone wrong resulted in actor David Soul, who played one of the main characters, sustaining serious injuries. This unfortunate event caused a halt in filming and significant delays in the production schedule. Despite the setback, the show eventually resumed, but the accident left a somber mark on the cast and crew, serving as a reminder of the risks involved in creating the thrilling action sequences that captivated audiences. In a shocking turn of events, tragedy struck during the making of a beloved TV show. While filming season 2, one of the stuntmen had a fatal accident while doing a dangerous car stunt. This deeply saddened the cast and crew, reminding everyone of the risks involved in making action-packed scenes. Despite the loss, they kept going, but it made everyone think about how risky their jobs were. The show followed 2 dedicated detectives as they solved crimes in Bay City over 5 seasons. These detectives were known for driving a distinctive red and white car and had a strong bond. They tackled all sorts of cases, from drugs to murders, often risking their lives for justice. Alongside the thrilling action, the series also explored themes of friendship, loyalty, and sacrifice. The 2 detectives, Starsky and Hutch, had different personalities but worked well together. They faced challenges but also celebrated successes. Despite some controversies about its violence, the show was important in TV history. When it ended, it left a lasting impression on audiences worldwide. Even though it's over, the show's impact is still felt today, remembered fondly by its fans everywhere.